right. And we're back.
Oh, we're back. Yes. You saw that Dave Chappelle special.
I did.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. It was pretty
Oh,
decent.
look, I think Dave has a great way of working through topics. I will say, I mean, look, I fall on the side of I would like him to move away from the gay and the trans stuff because I think he got more stuff to talk about. I like when he started talking about black stuff. Yeah. And I'm not going to control anything what any man say or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I was like, nah, you a talented comedian. Like, I got a problem with comedians when they start to get to the point where they're like, I'm a lecturer, I'm not going to be as funny. Dave used to be funny,
like Bill
funny,
Cosby.
funny. Yeah. Bill Cosby, funny. But Bill Cosby, it's like, you watch comedians, and I'm like, it's not just Dave. It's happened with Cosby. It's happened with Kevin Hart. It's happened with a lot of them where it's like, okay, I maintain a level of success, and y'all didn't laugh at all my jokes. You like, all right, that's cool. And so my next special, I'm gonna talk about how that made me feel, and I get it, but that don't make me want to watch it. That's pretty much my take from it.
So where do you think this one stands out of all three of them then?
I thought, and look, I just said, like, I like it when Dave tells jokes, but the one that he released after George Floyd, I thought was masterful. And there might have been 2 jokes in it, but they were just long.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love that one. Since he has come back, this has probably been my least favorite one.
It's been my least favorite one as well. Sticks and Stones, I think that was the second one. That was the one that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been my least favorite one as well. But I mean, this dude got his point that he feels whether misguided or not, or whether however he displays it, how he's like, you know, he put out that well, just putting it into words that the baby can kill a nigga, but a gay person got offended.
Which is a great point. I was like, yo, listen, I thought he was gonna develop that kind of stuff more. But I'm not gonna, you know, however you want to put out your art is how you're gonna put out your art. I don't want to start off by just saying, hey, we don't like one black man's art. I will say we talked about a show before on here, and it's been the Wu-Tang show. And we talked about how it started off kind of slow this season. Let me tell you, the last 2 episodes, the Wu-Tang show is some of the best TV that I've been watching, like hands down. Like it really, like you go watch that and you feel like when you first heard the Wu-Tang. And I feel like they're giving you more because it's so much little stuff behind the scenes. You see the interaction and stuff like that. Like like this last episode I just saw was incredible. Like,
was that the one with the phone?
Nah, this is the one with the concert. And when I tell you the concert made you feel like you was at the concert,
yeah,
like watching that, I was like, yo, going all the way back, you see that these are brothers that came together with a plan. Shouts out to the RZA, shouts out to Power, shouts out to his brother. Like all these people coming together and saying, hey, let's all join forces because collectively we work well. You see that just go forward in every episode. And the play between Ghostface and Raekwon,
I know, just becoming friends.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's fantastic. Y'all was about to kill each other. First season. Second season, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I can't spoil it because if you're a Wu-Tang fan, you know.
I mean, you know it happened. He's obviously there. They got
the only thing that was a spoiler on Wu-Tang was we was like, dog, Ghost and Face was trying to kill each other. Ghost and Ray. So yeah, no, the show is fantastic. I love the characters, all the stuff coming together. It's great.
I gotta see these episodes, man. I just thought, I don't even know when they come out. I'll figure it out.
Every Wednesday on Hulu, and that's the first time we shouted out any network on this thing. But yes,
you really did. That's a whole ad.
Y'all should.
You can get your ad placed right here. This show here that is done by
for us.
Black people, because we're black and ugly as ever. I stay Houston down to my socks. Once again, it's In My Humble Opinion podcast. Oh no, it's them again. It's In My Humble Opinion. My name's Avery, like a very nice guy, Vince McMahon's, or whatever else I'm calling myself. You could find me at Avery Zadius on Instagram and also on Twitter as well. I have my brother here, Jess Devon. Boom. There he goes. Jess Devon, the best writer that I know. Like I said, the best writer of this side of the Mississippi. He is great. I'm on this side of the Mississippi. I don't know what's on the other side, but
I'm about to say we don't know what's on that other side. Just all.
But it's hard. But I said
New York
side.
and Miami and Atlanta. All the other. That's a lot on the other side of the Miami, but I appreciate it. I appreciate
what you got. Yes, exactly. You got this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
This is In My Humble Opinion podcast, like I've stated. Now, we actually like to showcase, a lot of talent that's coming out of the city of Houston and somebody that we do know about. Like a lot of times, it could be a weekday, weekend, you get off of work, you want to unwind. And, a lot of people go different places. Some people go to the gym. Some people go to the club. Some people go to the strip club. Now, our next guest proves that you can hustle and have lots of fun while doing it. Now, you know exactly who he is, okay, all right? When you're in the strip club and you drunk, sitting at the bar with, ass and titties shaking in your face, and you can concentrate on three things. Now, the other two were mentioned already, but the third is the DJ. We all know a party ain't really anything unless you have the DJ. Now, when you're in a Houston establishment or the Houston establishment, Onyx, you can always count on the DJ to definitely come through for you. Now, Shake Life Shorty, Playmaker, Core DJ, Go DJ, Pull-Up Gang, TikToker, hustle extraordinaire, artist, and rapper. You need to check him out. I mean, we first heard about him with Young Jock, and also with Round and Round and Keep Going and Wait a Minute, amongst others, streaming right now in your phone. And also go to his Instagram and check out his IG. Check out his Tip Out Confessions too, because it's pretty funny to me. I mean, he's a strip hop maker and your favorite strip club junkie. Mr. Wired Up, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Well, that's one hell of an intro. I ain't know.
Look, man, you have been doing this for a minute, and so we're going to jump right into it. First thing, like he was talking about your intro, talking about strip hop. One of these quotes I really like, it was by, I think it was Westside Gunn. It was somebody from Griselda. And he was like, I be in the strip club. And dudes be coming up. He goes, the DJs be coming up to me like, yo, what song do you want me to play of yours next? And he's like, Doug, if you don't play the City Girls and get out of my face, so there has been this thing where they're like, yo, there's certain types of hip hop and that's real. And this other stuff is just dance and party. But things have been changing over the few years. Like we've seen Beat King grow. We've seen all these people and really, let's not even say changing. Luke was at the beginning. We've got all these people that was doing this like type of music at the beginning, and when it get popular, people be like, well, I mean, it's pop, but it ain't real. You know what I mean? Y'all making real music. So tell the people, like, what is it like watching this evolution as you're like, yo, you blatantly grabbed it. I'm coining the term. I'm strip hop. I'm not even running away from it. What made you want to coin that term and then keep moving forward with it?
It was like when I went through all my phases of trying different things that was going on, trying, but when I actually first started working in the strip club as a DJ, that's what made me say, it was me and my cousin, one of my producers. I said, hey man, you know what we need to do? We need to make a song for every dancer that work at the club. He said, what you mean? And I said, like they own theme music. We make them a song. You make the beat. I'm gonna write the song. We're gonna do it. And we literally made, I think we made like 6 of them. We made like 6 different records for 6 different girls. And we was just like, and let's just keep making strip club music. At the time I was doing strip club music, everybody was doing twerk music. It wasn't nobody concerned with the strip club. Everybody was trying to make twerk music.
Now wait. I'll stop you right there too, just so I know. So what's the difference between strip club music and twerk music? Because a lot of people gonna say
not all twerk music can be played in the strip club. That's just me saying that because I don't want to sit here twerk music the whole time I'm at the strip club.
Ah, okay. So y'all are developing, y'all are like, yo, we're making music for each dancer. All right. Y'all have been trying this before. Y'all have been doing music already, right? So what's the response once things start happening?
Well, the reason we did it because it was like I make a dancer a song and she goes to the booth and she says, I want to hear this Mr. Wide Up record. So if I got 6 dancers asking for 6 different records, then it's like, why they all asking for this record? He made a record for all the dancers. And they didn't make it no better because I was the DJ. So I could play the song as I was.
It's pretty smart though to be able to make your own music and you're already DJing in the strip.
And I'm already up, and I was just playing all the records.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, even before we get to that point where you're at the strip club, because if you're a strip club DJ already, you're already DJing, you're already making your way up through those ranks. What even got you into music in the first place? Like, when do you remember your first part of getting your musical roots?
I was in the band before I even started rapping because I was an artist before I was a DJ. I've been in the band since 3rd grade. So elementary school, middle school, high school, college, I was in the band.
What was you playing?
I started on alto sax. I played alto sax from 3rd grade all the way up to first semester in high school. Then I switched to baritone. Then I went to PV on baritone.
Ooh, okay.
So even my band already is like, how is it that you go from all city saxophone, section leader, 5th chair in the city to the 8th baritone out of 36? I don't know. No.
I don't know. That's a big thing about, I feel like, Southern music and Southern hip hop. You see all of these producers, musical artists, and things like that were in the band. Like, people really, if you're from someplace else, you might not understand how big band culture is down here, to the point where I'm like, God, people go to the football games for the band.
Just for the band. We don't go for the thing. We don't care.
By the time you was going to PV, the team was terrible. So
I was about to say, oh wait, he froze up here. I'll pause it real quick. All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. I think that might have been on our end, but when we're talking about we were talking about that band culture in the South. And like we were saying, some people would just go to the games. A lot of people would go to the games.
For the band?
Young, old, whatever, they only coming for the band. Like, I don't care.
Especially if your football team was horrible.
Exactly.
Nobody was coming to watch y'all lose.
So at the time you was going to PV, the football team.
Our football team was horrible. So, in 03, our football team was not that great. They won a couple games, but people came to watch the band.
Yeah, and it was too.
I was about to say. So, I mean, let's talk about, though, for people that might not know that, let's talk about that band culture coming up on that. What was that like, being like, you part of the band? Because other people might be like, oh, it's the band, who care? But down south, it's like, yo, this is the band. Like, this is what we coming here for. What's it like stepping out on a football field and knowing everybody came there to see y'all?
Man, it was just so different because it's like bands now, not how we got treated in the band. Like, I had the whole white tee, bald head, hurry up and ego to practice type. I did all. That was the fun part for band for me. Even though I hated it, that was the funnest part for me. So, but like band down here, like it's heavy, like between like, PV, TSU, you got Southern, you got Jackson State, you got Alcorn, you got Alabama, you got Bethune-Cookman out there in Florida. You know what I'm saying? You got so many down south bands, like it's heavy out here. Like the second it's a battle of the bands, everybody trying to go to the battle of the bands, see who there.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, it was fun for me. I got into the band, and the reason I started playing, my grandmother was like, well, you got to find something to do. So the first day I went, I ended up getting a snare drum. I ended up getting a snare drum and started learning how to play drums. That didn't last too long. We took that snare drum back. We took it back. So then I got on alto sax. So I pretty much, I learned how to read music and write music, everything out of band. And so it's just like I did after I said so long when I got to high school, I was like, man, I want to play something else. So I tried trombone. I learned trombone. I was like, nah, I don't want to be on trombone. So that's what made me switch to baritone. It was like baritone was my baby. You could tell me that about that baritone. So, it's like, it's like a family. People be looking at, you was in the band? Yeah, I was in the band, but I swear you won't walk through no band. go over there and walk through that line real quick. I bet you will not make it out.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot because there's so many people in the band. Like people don't know, like a lot of artists was in the band, and a lot, and they learned a lot of how they do their music now from being in the band, So it's a learning experience for me.
And that's one of the huge things. You get these, these are students basically getting involved in the technicalities of music writing, playing music, performing, all that stuff. And then you see a lot of artists like, okay, now that the band is over, I need to try to do something else. And a lot of them end up going into music.
You can't be in the band forever. Like I go back for homecoming. I go back for homecoming and I do that. That's as far as we go, but
so when band ended, what was your first thoughts?
By the time I left college, I had pretty much already started doing music. Okay. So it's like I was at PV when I really just, when my first situation came out and I had dropped Put It in the Air. And I was at PV. But I was back and forth between PV and Southern every weekend. So it's like I would go, if we didn't have a game, I would go to Baton Rouge, come back Sunday, hurry and get back Sunday for band practice Sunday night. So then I was really doing two things at once. I'm tired from being on the road to get the band practice, hurry up, get across the field, get a line. If I'm late, I know I'm catching hell if I'm late. So they already knew, like, oh, he gonna be late. He know he catching hell. I already know. I'm already aware of this.
You're gonna pay your dues. So how'd you get into that though? So you're doing already so many things. Then why did you start recording to add on to that tray of just things you had to get done?
Because I'm a music fanatic, and the situation arose where I ended up signing, and I was working. My first producer I ever worked with was Mr. Hankey. Yeah. So like me and Mr. Hankey, Mr. Hankey was the co-CEO of the label I had signed to. So I was really with him when he first started. So really? a lot of the beats he was making, I was right there when he was making. So like when he made Put It in the Air, he sent me Put It in the Air like a year before we dropped, and I was trying to figure out something to do. I was just going through some beats. I say, oh, he did send me this beat, and then I just recorded on it. And ever since then, I go down to Southern. I go to his apartment. We sitting there. He making beats. I'm coming up with ideas and make new beats and stuff. So it's like Hanky is my dog. Like if I have any problem in the industry or I need a question and answer to something, I'm calling Hanky. Hey, bro, I need some advice, fool. Like you in this shit deep. You double word record ass, having ass thinking. I need some help. So, but it's good to have people like that you can call when you don't know everything. I don't get advice from people that haven't done none of the stuff I'm doing. You can't tell me, hey man, you need to drop this record on this day. You ain't dropped the record. You can't tell me when to drop my record.
And that's good. That's good to have a mentor in the game. A lot of people, they talk about that with other professions, but sometimes they don't think about that when it comes to the music profession. Like having somebody that knows how to navigate the waters is a huge deal.
Yeah. So it's good because it's a lot of people. Like I can honestly say, like if I called and I needed some advice, they would pick up the phone. They would answer the phone. Like Hanky would pick up the phone. Petey Pablo is another. Petey always giving me advice. He was giving me advice writing one day, and he was like, I was like, what you think? He gave me a good compliment. I had wrote a hook and sent it to him because I actually did a song with him. And he was like, I said, what you think about the record? And he was like, man, this record giving me Pastor Troy vibes. I say, for you to tell me that I'm giving you Pastor Troy vibes, oh, that was a compliment to me. I was done at that. Like, oh, you can't tell me that Petey Pablo told me this is a Pastor Troy type record. I'm like, okay, cool. I know I'm doing something right.
Gotta be. It's Petey. He's so underrated too. Like
Petey is underrated.
Stuff he touched, shot to the top. You'd be like, really? That's Petey? Like,
yeah, that man. Petey was the first person to reach out to me we was on the road when we was working Walked In, and Peter was the first person. I'm talking about literally the first like major person to reach out and say, "Hey, I want to do a verse on Walked In for you." Okay. And I was like, "Cause we was headed to Dallas, and I got a DM and it said Big Papa Petey, and I was like, "What's this?" I opened it up and I said, "This Petey Pablo," and I was with my manager and the producer E Digital. I said, "Digit, Petey Pablo just inboxed me and asked me, was I still pushing Walked In?" I said, "Yeah." He say, "Hey man, send me the instrumental. I'm gonna do a verse for you." I said, "Huh?" I ain't had none of the OGs out here ask me to send them that. I got Petey Pablo asking me about Walked In. So I ended up sending to him that night. Yeah. Petey ended up sending me a video of the verse he had recorded like a day later. He had recorded the verse and sent me the video. His hard drive crashed, but I still have the video. I still have the video of Petey rapping on Walked In. So when the hard drive crashed, he was like, "Man, my hard drive crashed, nephew. Whatever you need me on, just send it. I don't care what it is, just send it to me." So I was working on a project with the Wave Mechanics, and I had did a hook, and I was like, "Man." The first person I called was Fat Pimp. Fat Pimp was my brother. I say, "Fat, I got a record for you. I need you to get on it." He was like, "Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, bro, send it to me. Send it to me." I said, "All right." I said, "Who else?" Me and the engineer Brad was in the studio, and I said, "Who else can we get on this record?" And he was like, "Why don't you get Petey Pablo on the record?" I said, "Bro, stop playing. I ain't calling Petey for this record." He say, "Call him." He say he'll do it. I said, "All right." So I hit Petey. I was like, "Hey, Unc, I got this record, man. I need you on." He was like, "Send it to me." Say less, send it to me. So I don't be harassing by features from people like that. I'm just wait to see when you gonna do it. Yeah. So I hit him one day and he was like, that's when he told me about the Pastor Troy thing. So probably about, I want to say a month later, I got his verse and I got Fat Pimp verse on the same day at the exact same time. I said, that ain't an artist's dream when you get both the verses back at the same time. So, yeah, but I mean, it was a blessing for him to even reach out and say he wanted to rap on Walked In. And for me to make a record for him to get on was even better. So.
No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. What was the first record where you were like once you said, "Oh, okay, I'm going to do music professionally," what's the first record you felt like, "Oh, this is the hit. Like it's coming. I can do this for real."
Put It in the Air.
Put It in the Air. And tell me about the response, like the first time you hearing that on the radio, the first time you hearing that.
And the first time I heard myself on the radio, I was like, "No, that's not me on the radio." When people was calling me, it was like, "I hear your song on the radio, your song on the radio." I say, "My song is not on the radio." And I cut on the radio. I was like, "Oh, my song is on the radio." I was like, "Oh no." But for me to be able to like around that time, this was like, I want to say 2007, 2008. And so like that time I was making fight music. I wasn't even doing strip club music. I was the only Houston artist in the Atlanta fight set. So you got John, Bohagan, Crime Mob, Scrappy, Wired Up. That was the set.
Yeah.
Every DJ's list, Put It in the Air was in that set. So I was like, man, so like a lot of times I get booked, they be like, "Hey man, look, don't go too far with your show." You know, what happened at the last time. Man, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. So, but that Put It in the Air, that's like my baby. And it's like every time I do a new record, like it's like having a new baby. Because I did Put It in the Air, and that was like an anthem. It's still an anthem. Then Walked In came about. Then Keep Going came about. It's like all my babies. So right now I got like 7 babies. Like 7 babies I'm taking care of at the same time. So it's just like, I just love doing this.
Nah. That's absolutely fantastic. And then how did it feel making the transition, like from, all right, fight music to let's just go full strip club music?
Well, it went to fight music. Then I had a little downtime. I left the label, whatever. So I tried to make. That's when when the Dallas Boogie was getting big. I was trying to make dance music. I did when Party Like a Rock Star came out. I made a rock song, and then I tried so many things to, not only because the label had me trying different things. It's like, and I tell a lot of artists, man, you have to find you. You got to do what. You know what to do. You know everything that you rap about is true. You know you can say, "Yeah, I did this." So like people be like, man, you don't never rap about shoot nobody, because I ain't never shot nobody. You'll hear, don't, I be like, don't get it wrong, I do carry, but I ain't never shot nobody. I ain't never had to. I'm not one of those, I'm approachable. If you got any kind of beef, I be like, if you got any kind of beef with me, you know where I'm at. Just know if you come, you're not making it out. So you ever been beat up? You ever been beat up by 30 strippers? It's not a pretty sight at all. So that's
somebody might like that.
That's what I'm saying. So somebody I've never really had any like real beef, you know. So like I had to when we started doing the strip club music, that's what made me say, nobody else is doing the strip club music.
Yeah.
Let me do this because this is where I'm at every night. I'm here every night. I know everything about the strip club. I had just got in. I was learning everything about the strip club at the time. So that's what made me just like, you know what? Let's just keep making strip club music. I have fun with it. I have fun with my music. I ain't serious. There's too much stuff going on to be making this depressing struggle music. I call it struggle music. I can't be in the club hearing you struggle. Like, no, I came out of the house not to struggle. So like, I don't want to hear this right now. You better put on some DaBaby or something for me right now.
No, I definitely get that. I definitely get that. Now, I think my brother was saying that, like, you might have a problem because there's somebody out there that want to get beat up by 30 strippers.
I mean, somewhere it is.
Now they want to test you just so they can get beat up by.
Just so they, but you gotta make it. You gotta make it to me to have an issue that big. Like, first off, if you get to the door, it's like, man, I'm looking for Wide Up. The security is going to say, hold on. And come get me. Why somebody at the door looking for you? Who is it? I ain't tell nobody to come to the door.
Yeah.
If I don't tell you to come to the door, they got to pay.
Now you just talked about learning from the strip club. And that's one of the things that because people be like, oh, I can't learn anything from this environment. What are some of the things that you learned from the strip club that you incorporated in your music?
Because sitting in the strip club, and my thing every time I make a song, if I can make a stripper dance, I can make a regular woman dance.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of songs, strippers are dance to just because they at work, but they might not like the song. And then they don't like the song, so then the regular women ain't dancing. But if you see a stripper going all out on a record, and a regular woman like, what record is that she dancing to? I need to find that record. So.
And that's a good tip because there are a lot of, I think that was Beat King the other day where he was like, dog, a lot of people talk down on the music I make, but then I'd be like, all right, make it. Like make one of my songs. It goes, yeah. And that's one of the things too. It's like you see these guys where you talk about yourself or you talk about Luke or you talk about Beat King, you talk about Fat Pimp. You talk about these guys that make this kind of melodic hook music, and then people be like, oh, they must not be able to rap. No, they can rap.
No, rap. we all can, like, all us started at the exact same time. Me, B King, Fat, Chose, Ronnie, K Stylist, who else was around with us? The Party Boys, The Row, Superstar. We was all like these were the same dudes I talked to every day when we first all started.
Yeah.
Like, I still talk to Superstar. Me and Superstar got so many records that we put out that we need to put them out. I talk to DeRoe almost every other week. Fat Pimp is my real brother. He is my youngest daughter's goddaddy. Like, that's how close me and Fat is.
Yeah.
So B King, I got records with B King. I see B King when he come to Onyx. Me and him chop it up every now and then, you know. But it's just like they'll say, man, y'all can't rap. So like at first when I was making like music where I wasn't rapping, but I was making the hooks, they wasn't paying attention. Then now I'm making the hooks, but I'm rapping on them. People like, oh, you can really rap.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can rap because I'm putting more words in the verses. Oh, okay. Okay, now it's more words I can rap. All right. So, but I mean, like all of it, like B King can rap. Like Fat Pimp can rap. Little Ronnie can rap. Like Ronnie is a beast. Like Ronnie is a beast. Ronnie can rap. Superstar, rap. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of everybody, all of us grew and we just transitioned to keeping what we was doing, but making it even better for people to stop saying, oh, y'all can that ain't music. That's bitch music. Oh, that's what it is. So I thought that was my goal. I don't make music for the niggas. I don't care. I make women music.
Exactly.
I'd rather have a club full of women versus a club full of dudes any day.
Yeah, yeah. And then you talk about that class of people you came up with. Now, and this is where we're going to get into a little Houston talk, because people like to downplay Houston. I think we don't have enough media, so that'd be the problem. But one of the things that they say, like, oh, if you in New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And I was like, all right, I believe that. Y'all coming up through the struggle, it is what it is. But I consistently look at these Houston artists, and I'm like, Doug, if you can make it in Houston, Doug, anywhere. Like, y'all come out with a drive that goes, and when you go to other cities, it's like a match just lit. They're like, they already ready. Like, I'm like, these dudes are performing for, and Houston crowds are rough. They will like you and stand and just look at you. Hey, look. I'm not gonna knock them because I be doing it too. I'm like, I'm from here, and I'll be like,
if I like the song, I'm over there. I'm like, I'm gonna like it. I don't know, it's new to me. If I see it enough, I'll be like, hey, you jamming?
Yeah.
You know.
Now, I mean, what is that like then? Coming up in Houston, coming up through the ranks, and then going to other cities and taking that grind that you got here and just blowing it up.
Man, look, as much as I be gone, I ain't gonna lie, this is the most I've traveled this entire year. Like, I've been looking at my points on Southwest and they high. I don't know why they so high, but going like, it's like, and I tell people, I'm like, bro, you can't sit in Houston forever with that music. If you're gonna do it for real, you can't sit in Houston forever. It's a bigger world than Houston. You know, that's why people be like, why the they never here? I know, I've done it all in Houston. I don't want to sit in Houston all day. So, but it's like when you go out of town, it's like it's something new. So it's like to people out of town, they just like in Houston, we hear everybody's music in Houston. When something new come in, oh, that's the lick. We ain't gotta hear this stuff no more. We've been hearing this is new. Let's be the first person to put you on this new shit. So can't nobody say, oh, they playing the same old music down there in Houston. No, it's, you know what I'm saying? But going out of town, it's like, even with me, when I be back and forth in Atlanta, and I go to Atlanta and I take records out there. Like when I took Keep Going out to Atlanta, Stewie Rock was the one pick Keep Going to push it to Atlanta. When I went to his house, I was just playing him some records. He was like, that Keep Going record? Oh yeah, we taking that to the club tonight. I said, all right, come on. So he took it to the club. He gave it to one DJ, my homeboy DJ Chaos. Chaos heard it. Boom. He played it once. He's like, man, I'm fucking with this. I said, okay. He played it twice. I was like, all right, he playing it too much now. He must really like it. He played it a third time. I say, well, damn, you like. He said, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Stewie bring me a lot of artists, fool. And some of the records be cool, but he said, bro, it's this Keep Going record. I'm fucking with this, bro. I'm fucking with this record. So from him, it moved to DJ Plug. From Plug, it moved to Swamp Izzo. Swamp Izzo, it moved to, every DJ then got it. So it's just like, now it's like when I go out there, people actually knowing my name and my face now. So it's like, now I've been moving from here to Tampa to Charlotte to, just moving around now and everybody knowing my name and my face. People knew my name, just never seen my face.
Yeah. Nah, man. So, I mean, when you're talking about that, like when you get the Keep Going record, and what makes you decide to move from, all right, I got singles going, to, okay, let's go ahead and put out an album? Or in the back of your mind, is it always, I'm about to create an album and this to get a single? Like, how is it working now in today's musical landscape?
I mean, because people really, with majors are going, a major going to drop an album, regardless. You're going to get an album, but they're going to put them singles out first and run them numbers up. But like, that's what happened with Future. When Future dropped the album and he had the record with Drake, and they was like, oh, Future done went double platinum in 30 minutes. That's because that one record is on that album and it was already double platinum. So once he put it out again, it was double platinum.
On our podcast, we call that the Drake plan. Yeah, I said Drake is masterful. I said Drake will put out a single 9 months in advance and let that
put it on the project. And when the project drop, it's done.
It'd be the last. It'd be the last song.
It'd be the last song.
This is on this album, and you like, dog, Drake is about to make money because all them streams going right to this album.
Go right to that album.
I wasn't even listening to God's Plan anymore by the time.
I was like, God's Plan is on this? I thought he just released
God's Plan is on this album. No, that's all.
No, that's fantastic. So, I mean, tell us, because you're in album mode right now. So
yeah, I mean, because it's like I had already before I got with Nitty, I had already just started recording. Like I was just recording a bunch of stuff, and I was already planning on dropping the project. But then the team was like, "Well, let's hold off. Let's the top of the year was coming, so we dropped Keep Going in January. January 1st is when we dropped Keep Going. Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, let's keep going on, and then that way we can work on this project together. So, but the more I kept saying hold off on the project, the more I kept recording. So the more I kept recording, the more records I started making. So it's like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. But it was like I dropped Keep Going in January. I was signed in February. Damn. So it was like I got signed February 11th. So then, like I think 2 weeks later, I was in Atlanta and I was recording with Nitty, like, which was crazy because I was like, I'm actually sitting in the studio with Nitty, doing a verse for his album while that's recording awesome. Recording a whole song for me. So it's just like now it's like, he hit me when we went to Tampa, and I was recording in Tampa, and then he hit me. He's like, he made a post, and he made the post when I was in the studio. He's like, "Yep, album on the way November." I was like, what album? What we doing? I was confused. I was like, I don't know what's going on. He was like, "Yeah, send me the records you want on the project, so we get the album out in November." Say less. I already know the records. I had the project already done. I just want to get the music.
They're making music.
Oh, okay. That actually, because I was gonna be like, yo, when do you decide to put the album out? But now we see how it happens.
Yeah, because Nitty is a fast thinker. Nitty will drop something, then like, hey, we put it out. It's out. Yeah, it's out. Oh, okay. Well, hey, y'all, new single out right now. Go download it. So, I mean, I like that because I'm one of the ones I hate it. And then with the team know I'll be ready to drop everything I have. Like, hey, let's put this out right now. They be like, no, we can't put everything out. But it's like with Nitty, we drop Keep Going, then we drop Wait a Minute, then we drop Round and Round. That's 3 singles in a year before the year even up. Then the album at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's the type of stuff because I was told like a while back, like an artist to drop at least 2 projects and 3 singles out the year, but it was different in my case. I dropped 3 singles and then drop my project at the end of the year. So, but people still already getting music. I was still on a bunch of records that was still doing features. So it kind of worked out. So I wasn't tripping. I don't be wanting to slide a project out so fast anyway, so I get everybody on the single. So you'd be confused. Listen to the album if you don't know the single.
I mean, I guess that's one of those things that's a testament to having a team, because I feel like there are always, you hear 2 things from artists. Either you got them artists that want to put out everything as soon as it's recorded, like, yo, let's go. Or you got them artists that like, I want to hold everything. I'm like, you sitting on 148 songs. Like, let's get it out. So
because it's a lot of artists that are just, I just left the studio, man, drop this for me. Is it mixed? I just left the studio. I just got it back, man. So you want me to play it now?
And you know what?
Let me hear how it sound.
No. Let's also talk about that because we opened up talking about the Wu-Tang show, and one of those episodes, literally, it's a whole episode about the fact that y'all make great music, but none of this is mixed. This is gonna sound horrible. So let's talk about that because I mean, when we're looking at some of these great albums that have been coming out over the last few years, and also when we're talking about Southern hip hop. Southern hip hop pays a lot of attention to how the record sounds. It's not just we made it and it's on tape and here you go.
And one record that sounds horrible, and I'm mad that it sounds like that because it's an awesome record, is Every Chance I Get by DJ Khaled. Is the worst mix ever.
No, but people don't understand how much that affects. Talk about how much that's going to affect a listener.
So that because I'm speaking on that song because we had a whole DJ chat about this record. The record, it's a good record. When it come on, it's nothing but bass. It's nothing but bass. You can't hear no mids, no trouble. The only time you hear the words is when the bass drops out. So when you cut the song, when we play the song, we have to cut the bass down so you can hear the song. People know the beat.
Yeah.
But there's like,
yes. You can't
run
even
up on the hater every chance that I and that's how it sound in the clubs. I rap. I mean, people want to hear it. I play it, but it's just like, man, I hate the way that record sound. I don't know if they sent out a new version of it, but I need a better version of that record because it's too much bass in that record.
It really
is. That's a testament. That's a word for a lot of newer artists because some people think, oh, I just recorded, I'm just gonna put it out. We look at a lot of attention to detail when you talk about, even like when you talk about a Kanye West and you see Mike Dean. And you're like, dog, Mike Dean is there to make sure that all this music sound right. Going all the way back, if we look at UGK's first albums, Pimp C, what he was doing was like impeccable production. There's no getting around it. And so it's like, even now to this day, you go back and listen to like Riding Dirty and shit like that. I'm like, dog, I hear like every instrument.
Everything was that's how you know it's good. Like the person that got that bad, but it's good is B King. B King stayed way on the other side of town, but B King would do a song, mix and master it, drive over to Onyx with me to say, hey, play this on the speakers real quick, let me hear how it sounds.
Yeah.
Then I play it on the speakers. He'd be like, okay, I know what I need to do. Go all the way back home.
I respect
fix it. Come all the way back and say, hey, try this again. Try this one right here. Like I have 7 versions of Bust It Back in my computer. I literally have 7 versions of Bust It Back. I think I got like 4 versions of Did Lead. But that's my dog. He send me the record. You want to hear it? Come on. He'll get there early. Like it won't be nobody in the club. Club will just open. He'll come from wherever he at, or he might be riding around, come up there, hear it on all the big speakers, see how it sound in the club. If something wrong, it don't sound right, B King gonna go back home, he gonna fix it.
Yeah, that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
Like if it's every time I get a song mixed and mastered and I want to hear how it sound, I'm gonna play it while I'm DJing. Let me how it sound in these speakers. Okay.
And that's one of the big reasons why we wanted to have you on, because people don't think about the work that goes into, like when we see a Fat Pimp and his new group, when we see Beat King, like the work that goes in, like you say, yo, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna listen to it when the club is empty. Like y'all think I just wake up and then put it out. I said, and I'm like, yo, at this point it's disrespectful because I was like, nah, if that was the case, all y'all would have a song. Like all these other people would have a song and it would sound good. But I said, I've seen people make songs. I've made songs. Other people have made songs. They sound horrible. Like, so that's my thing where I'm like, yo, it takes a lot that goes into this, even though you think that it's simplistic. Like, if you think it's simplistic, y'all don't know the amount of effort that's going into this. All right.
But you see a lot of these artists trying to slide into this simplicity. J. Cole, Moneybagg Yo. Would you ever thought you would have saw Moneybagg Yo and J. Cole collab?
No, never.
And he got on that. They got on that record with J. Cole. Would you ever thought you would have saw 21 Savage and J. Cole record?
No.
And they got a bunch of records together.
Yeah, they need to put out an album.
I mean, look, I would listen to a J. Cole 21 Savage album. J. Cole, I like. I mean, one, he is from the South, but the funny thing about him is, what I've liked about him is he's like, hey, dog, I know y'all like my rapping, but these dudes make music that everybody likes. The girls like this music. Let me go hop on this, because 10 years ago, people wasn't always yelling out. The people coming out of Memphis right now, only certain people was saying their names. They was like, oh yeah, you got to hear this Memphis artist, like this new wave of Memphis. Now they basically be running the airways. I've heard Wokeisha so many times, I be flipping off the radio. Like, I'm like, I got this song.
Now you heard the remix?
With Lil Wayne?
With Wayne and Ashanti. They got Ashanti singing on the end of the record.
And that's like a full circle thing. Because I was like, dog, this is a remix of a remix of a remix of a remix. And this song is great. Y'all got Ashanti out here.
You got Ashanti on a record called Wokeisha about Drake.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. So what has it been like over over a decade watching your type of music grow and getting a firmer place in the industry?
Man, it's been actually good. Like at one point it just went all street. Like nobody wasn't worried about the club records. Everybody wanted to hear gangster shit in the clubs. They weren't worried. You put on a club record. I don't want to hear this. Tell him to put on something else. Now it's starting to rotate back around to the simple niggas. We rotate back around. So like it's good. And then it's for the fact that, and I say this to myself all the time, I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I'm B King still doing it. Fat Pimp still doing it. Ronnie still doing it. The Road still doing it. Superstar still doing it. K Stylist still doing it. Everybody's still here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everybody that was doing the trap music, the trap don't last forever.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
And once you run out of stuff to say, like we done heard that. We done heard all your music. What you gonna give us new?
We heard your story.
Oh, okay. You done bagged up a brick. Oh, okay. You just shot 8 people. Oh, all right. Oh, he put the extendo in. Oh, yeah, I know what you about to say. Yeah. So then they go, I'm finna go hop on a record with one of these club dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
And once you get that taste of that club record, you see how it changed. And come on, look at the Migos. The Migos making trap music for a long time. Now they making crossover records.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. At a certain point, you got to. Plus, you having that image. At a certain point, even if you shot everybody, then we just know you rich. And I was like,
shot everybody. You made a record.
You're not shooting nobody no more. Like, I'm more of a threat to you than you are to me. Like, you got something. I got nothing.
I got nothing. You gonna be practicing on me. I'm gonna win if I get you.
Now, I mean, I think a common thing when we're talking about strip music, and we'd be remiss to mention, I mean, you look at how the strippers move and that affects the record. The other thing too is over especially this last decade, we have watched women move to the forefront of a lot of the rapping. Like a lot of rapping.
I called that entire thing a year ago on an interview I did. I called it a year ago and I said, the women about to take over. Like no cap. It's gonna be a whole bunch. I say the way it's going, because at first, when all the women came out, none of the women was doing records with each other. Wasn't nobody doing records with each other. I said, once them women start doing records with each other, oh, it's on. It's done.
And that's really what it took. I mean, like I said, we're old listening to all this stuff. And I was like, yo, I remember a time when a woman had to come out with a group of guys. Like it literally had
Junior Mafia. Kim came out with Junior Mafia.
Yeah. Eve came out with the Rough Riders. Foxy Brown was with Jay-Z and Nas.
Fergie with Black Eyed Peas.
Exactly. It was always like, I got one. And you had a point. Like, of course, Salt and Pepper. Of course, Queen Latifah. But that was like, once we entered the late 90s, it was like, yo, you got to have a crew back.
You got to have a crew. Yeah.
And they could rap. Mia X is one of my favorite rappers.
Oh, yeah.
Still to this day. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the things. But it was like, there's one, and it was like a formula. There's one woman, there's 9 dudes.
85 dudes.
She gotta be either the hardest rapper or the sex symbol. One of the two.
No in between.
Wouldn't let you be both. There was not let you be. Eve got away with it. She was a sex symbol, but she never had a long verse on none of the songs.
Yeah. Yes, never.
When she popped up, they said, "Oh, we're gonna give you now it's your time to shine. Let's put you in the forefront. Everybody can't stay out of jail. Dragon can't stay out of jail. X can't stay out of jail. Let's put Eve in the front and keep a good name on us." Yeah,
that's literally what it is. So what is it like now? Seeing a lot of these women when you're talking about everybody. I mean, look, in Houston alone, Houston got Meg Thee Stallion, Houston got OMB Bloodbath, Houston got King the Man, Houston got Labor Jolie.
You got so many, man, and it's just like I like it. Like a lot of I've worked with majority of them. You know, I did a whole She Mix to Walk In. Well, I wasn't even on the record. I reached out to about, I think it was 9 females. I reached out to 9 females and did a whole She Mix to Walk In. All I was the hook.
Yeah.
So I had Surreal, I had Jazz Anderson, I had Boss Lady J, I had Mozzie Monet, I had who who else was on there? Who else was on that record? Gooch. I had Fire on the record. I had it was a bunch of ladies on this record. Yeah. You know, and that was the reason I said, man, I just want to do, because nobody has never done a whole full record. The last person to do a whole full record out of Houston was Bun. And Bun did the Sex Me record with Just Brittany, Surreal, Troublesome, and who else was on that record? And he didn't have a verse. He just made a song. He put a song on his album, Just Women.
He just let it happen. And I will say, like I said, you know, it's funny for everything that everybody will say about, oh, y'all making strip club music, things like that. A lot of y'all get out of the way to let these women get their shot. When I see you, when I see Bun, but I mean, B King. Every time I see B King, I see him breaking a woman. Like this is like
he got Jade out. Jade hard.
Jade hard. Jade is ridiculous.
When he first brought Jade to the club. He's like, man, it's my new artist I'm working with. Jade. All right, cool. We hung out and everything. He gave me the records. I was like, man, Jade hard. Her first project they had dropped when I think she had just got out. I think she had got out of jail. She was going in 1 or 2. But the project, I was like, the project hard. Even now, she even harder.
Yeah. Every time I see her, she's better. We saw her at the Houston Smoke Break that was out there at White Oak.
At White Oak, yeah.
Jade was an opening act. Like this was supposed to. She had the whole crowd. She had a show. She had the thing. As soon as she stepped out on stage, the crowd was hers, and she ain't even do a lot of songs. No, like she just came out, flipped through her songs, and left. Yeah.
But it's like all the women now. It's like even with Ken, you know, 2 Chainz brought Ken out on the Legends tour.
Yeah.
And for like normally somebody gonna bring one of the fellas out. There ain't no fellas. They ain't bring no fellas out. We gonna go get one of these women bring them out. You just brought Ken out at the Toyota Center in front of 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Just to do He Be Like. Because you like.
And the thing about that is like it's as popular as that song is. It's underestimated. I said, Doug, y'all don't even know how popular this song is. Not for real. Because I was like, Doug, I'm seeing on Twitter all these people reposting her coming out. Doug, when do you get that many people reposting an opening act? Like somebody just popping out real quick. They're like, Doug. I said, y'all
she popped in and popped out. So it was
y'all posted this video more than y'all posted 2 Chainz. It was his show. I said, and y'all know 2 Chainz would kill it. So you see people starting to recognize the talent of women, and that's fantastic. And a lot of that is based on the foundation that y'all have laid in production and things like that.
Because I can't speak for everybody. Me, I actually, you know, support all the women, you know, because, you know, even though I'm still a DJ too. So like a lot of their records, I pretty much, I'm working Ken new records, you know, working Libra record, working Blood record. I'm working Jazz new record right now. You know, and it's a lot of people like they say they support you, but then they don't. You know, and it's like, yeah, man, that record hard. Are you playing it? And you can tell the difference when the DJ play your record in the club, because then you can the vibe change when your song come on.
Yeah,
and you ain't never played it, and people just stop and they do this. He never played that record in the club, not one time.
Now, and then I will say, I mean, when it really comes down to it, whether you're media, any form of media, whether you're writing, whether you got a radio station, whether you got something, I'm not saying there aren't problems and that always need to be addressed, but there's also certain ways to approach, right? And so that's the thing. People will see a DJ and be like, hey, man, play my record. We've already talked about, like, first of all, is it mixed? Is it mastered? Is it going to sound good? But let's talk about what are some other tips to help people when they're like, you know what, I got a song. I really want the DJ to play it. How do we get to that besides me just hopping in your DMs and being aggressive?
Tell people all the time, like, wherever I'm at, just pull up. Yeah. I'm one of them show and tell people. Like, I don't care. Like, people come in, hey, man, my name's such and such, man. This is my new record. I got such and such on it. Such and such and played. Such and such played. And I'd be like, hey, look, bro, I'm going to tell you, I don't care about none of that. Let me see the record. And so when I play the record, like one day I had a dude come in there, he told me who was all on the record. The girl got on stage, I played the record. The girl stopped dancing and looked at me and said, what the fuck is this?
Get it out.
He go, my boy, like I be telling, like I'm really one of the ones. Like I will give you a shot if you pull up. It's just the fact I don't like people like, hey man, shoot me your email. I'm gonna see this record. All right, send it to him. Listen to it. Hey, when you get a chance, play it at the club tonight. No, that's not gonna make me. It's not gonna make me play it. I hate when people come to the club at 1:30 want me to play stuff. It's power hour. I don't know your record. I'm not finna throw this in with the club rocking. No, come at like 9:30. 9:39, 10 o'clock-ish. When I got a packed house, I can throw it on the mix, like, okay, I like this record. I might play it again around that time, but don't come at me at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the strip club, I'm damn near drunk, and you want me to throw your record, and I ain't never heard it.
It's prime time. You can't do that. Everybody there.
Exactly. And that goes to say something too about just actually like when we've named a lot of the artists on here, you guys interact. I see you in person, and I kept seeing you out. That's why y'all linked up. Like, it's like I see you out all the time. You see me out. We both doing it. It works. And because of the internet, I feel like a lot of times people will forget that. Like, they're like, Doug, you just a name in my inbox. I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah. So it's like, one of those things too.
Let me see you out. Like, I done have people come up to me and say, hey man, I never met you in person, but I chopped it up with you in the DM. Oh, okay, I ain't never met you. Okay, yeah. Then they'll jump in the DM like, hey, I'm send me your email. I want to resend you that song. I met you tonight at such and such event. Cool. I like that. You already introduced yourself to where you just not a person typing me. I didn't mention you're a breathing actual person. You know, so it's just like it's a lot of things, pet peeves. People be harassing me like, hey, why the man I want you to break my record? Okay, I can break your record. So you want me to work? Oh, I can't go to McDonald's and tell them to make me a hamburger and they ain't get paid to work. Yeah. So then they don't want to see that. So they're like, how much for, remember on I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? He was like, I want to buy a rib. Like, yeah, he's like, nah, I just want one rib.
Yeah.
He's like, you just want one rib? I'm so hungry. That's what people do. Hey man, how much for a spin for one night? One night? One night?
how much for 45 seconds? Just
break your record in one night. I just played it, you know. Yeah. So that's what I've been telling. Like, man, you gotta take chances in this. Like, you can't have still with this music. I just saw a video the other day. The dude was like, man, y'all stop wasting money going to the studio, recording these songs, to leave them in your phone. You just wasted everybody's time. The engineer, your time, you just wasted money for nobody to never hear the song. You done went to the studio and recorded 30 songs. Nobody never gonna hear them because they in your phone.
Yeah. You got
to.
Yeah. So, I mean, and since we talking about putting stuff out, I mean, now we're going to give you a chance before we get out of here to promote yourself. So, I mean, one, we know we got an album coming out in November, right?
To the best of my knowledge, November 26th, which is my birthday weekend. So my birthday weekend is when I'm dropping the album, which is a Friday. But we are having, I'm inviting y'all out. We having a listening party, album party, and we getting all that together now once we get the project together. So, but we planning everything because I got a listening party in Atlanta, and then I'm gonna do one out here because Nita was like, man, we're gonna do a listening party and release signing party because you didn't really have a signing party because COVID was going on.
Yeah.
My signing on IG. So like he's like, man, we're gonna have you a real signing party. Woo, woo. Cool, I'm with it. Like, but you know, the album is called Shake Life Shouting. So I may be dropping the artwork tomorrow. I may be dropping the artwork tomorrow for the album, unless Nitty drop it tonight. I don't know. I have to go to Nitty page to see what he posts. Let me post it. Yep, let me go ahead. But Round Around video. We finishing up the Round Around video. We shot the first half in Tampa, and we shooting the second half in Atlanta. Keep Going video out right now. Keep Going is out. Wait a Minute, which was probably like one of my favorite records right now. Because it's actually my first Nitty beat. I'm like Soulja Boy. I'm the first rapper in Houston to rap on a Nitty beat.
On a Nitty beat.
On a Nitty beat. You know, so but the album Shake Life Shouting November 26th, man. Y'all gonna have fun with this. Cause we actually shooting all the videos.
Okay.
Like every song is gonna have, our Nitty said we shooting every song. every song gonna have a video. I'm with
it. Now, also before we get out of here, I had to close my door so people can see the flag. You got TSU in the back. I know you PV. Now, at one point, I would make fun, but we've interviewed too many artists on here. What was going on in the water in PV in them early 2000s? Because y'all, I mean, videographers, educators, we got all these people came popping out of PV at the same time. What was going on?
I see my brother went to PV. He got to PV in 2000. I got there in 2003. So it was just like all them. I met everybody early just from going up there. Then I had a cousin that graduated from up there in 96. So because at first I didn't know where I was going after high school. I applied. I got accepted like 8 schools. I got accepted the tops was Southern, Grambling, Norfolk, and Hampton.
Okay.
I got accepted all on band. So it was just like, first time my grandmother was down here with my brother. And my brother passed a couple years ago, and my brother was handicapped. So I was like, nah, I don't want to go too far to where I can't get to them if something happened.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be in Virginia, something happened. I'm like, I'm finna get on the first flight back. I don't want to do all that. No disrespect to you, did not want to go to TSU because it wasn't nothing but a bigger Yates. Yates all over again.
We working on it. But go ahead.
But I'm a homeboy, like all my crab brothers, they Holly Grove, that's my brother. So you know, we always bump heads when it comes to TSU. You know, all my partners go to TSU. So it's just like I chose PV just to stay at home, but a lot of the people that taught me like my music was from PV. So it was just like I didn't want to learn all this PV stuff and then go to TSU or go to Hampton or go to Southern. I was like, nah, I'm just keep learning. And so my brother was like, yeah, go to PV. You gonna be straight. Cool. Not knowing people hated this nigga. They took everything out on me because they hated him. Like, you sent me into this. I don't play drums. Why am I getting hazed by drummers?
He set you up.
Set me, and then it's so crazy. The night we crossed hell. I called him because they was taking us back to our room. I couldn't sit down, standing up. So I called him. I said, hey, I did it. He was like, that's good. Now go lay down and get some sleep.
Ooh.
Oh, I just hung up. Like, I mean, all this pain, that's all you can say. But like I say, man, my band is my best years though. So, you know, it's just like I love music to like the heart of me. You know, I got nothing but music tattoos. And it's just like one of my tattoos, I have a baritone and it's got a hole like this right here.
Yeah.
And people think it's not an actual song. They think I just got it. But this is actually the tag ending to Love Is the Key on my arm. People wouldn't expect that. But yeah, it's like.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty clever though.
You know, people. I was at the tattoo shop and was bored, and I was like, "Hey, man, I need to." He said, "What you want to do?" I said, "Man, I want some music notes." He was like, "Man," he said, "You play the baritone?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, we're gonna have a baritone busting out your arm, and we're gonna put some music notes going up." I said, "I just don't want you putting anything." So I went and got I had my music from band practice in the car. First song I opened up was "Love Is the Key." Hey, let's do this. He's like, "Hey, let's." But yeah, you know, but like even my daughters like music, you know, they do. With 2 of my daughters cheerleaders, 1 on the dance team, you know, so it's just like, I mean, everybody know I like music. I wouldn't keep doing this if I wasn't so passionate about my music. So like when people be like, I do music, I'd be like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have music. You don't know. I done lost a lot of stuff with this music. I do music. I done got music pregnant. That's how much music. So, but I be telling everybody, man, like whatever you do, if you're gonna do this music, man, like you got to do it full fledged. You got to go all the way in. Like it's no halfway through it. people luck up, but then that luck run out quick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it come with the work. Like you gotta work to do this. I don't care how much money you got, you gotta work. Like you have to work. So that be that. If any artist is watching this, I'm telling you, man, you got to work, and it's even harder now, man, because it was easier at one point. They were just tossing ideas.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here go me for you. Do what you do. Here go 500,000 for your song. They were just tossing deals out. Now it's like you better be doing something spectacular.
Yeah. And like how many followers you got on TikTok, on Instagram?
Yeah, like they
yeah.
They watch all that. That's why I haven't really been doing like my music on TikTok, but I've been doing like, my little skits and stuff, like my little voiceover things. But I'm doing that, but I still like Triller is why if I got a new song, I go to Triller because I can make like a quick music video on Triller.
Yeah.
I use Triller for music and I use TikTok just for comedy. And even with Tip I Confessions help me out so much. It's like who don't want to see me sounding like Bernie Mac in the dressing room talking to strippers.
That was funny though. I saw that.
So
no, that's fantastic, man. We like to see y'all work. We like to see everything, man.
That's what's cool, man. Thank you very much for coming out and staying in and just, hitting us up and being on our show today. Once again, that was Mr. Wired Up. Oh boy. All right. You can find him, everywhere you need to be on YouTube, on Instagram. Check out his music that's streaming in your phone right now. You can also find me, Avery Zadius, on IG and Twitter, and Jess Devon at Dr. Douglas on IG and Jess Devon on Twitter, and both of us at My Humble O. And on YouTube, you can find us at In My Humble Opinion on YouTube. If you want to be a part of the Humble Hive, remember you got to like, share, and subscribe. Humbly yours, In My Humble Opinion podcast. H-Town's too sweet. H-Town's too sweet. H-Town's too sweet.